the Three-Legged Podcast.
Three-legged AKC recap.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck you want to call this shit, but it's a AKC episode. We're gonna talk
Just
about the
another
fight.
fucking day in the week. We're back for all
UFC
you.
225 recap. How about that? You like that name?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that better for you?
yeah. I think it's a
Yeah,
little
we
better.
were confused.
You know, the most
Did you
awesome
watch him?
fights. Nope,
Did you watch him?
nope.
No. Motherfucker. God, yeah,
No,
I'm telling you, man. You just need to.
bro. I was trying to watch it, but I am even trying to think what I did last Saturday.
You were at
Oh
a
yeah,
party. You were at a party.
party,
Well, quote unquote party.
party.
You guys were trying to support. I feel I saw Instagram. You guys were trying to support a DJ or
Man, the
like a little
party.
local event.
Oh, that was sad. That was sad as fuck, man. Lucky I did not pay the entrance. I didn't pay anything. I was like, I'm not paying for this. It looked like a quinceañera of a girl that nobody likes, so nobody showed up. And you had a family come in, and then they just like danced two
Turn around.
songs, and they left, and it was just us. I was like, man, I need my money back.
You didn't even pay and you wanted your money back?
Right? It was like, I
You
need my
fucking
money back.
asshole.
It's like, what? They even had go-go dancers, but them chicks were even taking a break.
They try to advertise it, or how they try to do this?
I don't know. I just kind of, my cousin's brother, he's like, hey, look, y'all come through, and then as soon as we pull up, he's like, hey, the DJ, some Colombian dude, he got sick, so now we have some American dude. He's a black guy, so it's like, y'all gonna like the music, but I'm just saying. So my aunt and my cousin were coming. I'm like, oh, they ain't gonna like it. That's enough for sure. And we get in there, and for sure, it was, you know, music you hear at DMX or over here at Night Moves. It was just
I
hood
don't,
music.
dude, I don't think anybody that's listening to this shit knows what the fuck DMX is anymore.
Well,
That
a
you,
hip
you
hop
dated
club.
your, you did okay. You dated yourself.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it was just the DJ was crunk, but there was nobody in the dance floor. Because there was nobody to be in the dance floor. So
It
he
was like
got
what 10 people there?
not even, not even. It was our table was 2, 4, 6, 8 people, and then the family that came in and kind of made a about face and left would have made it like 15 people altogether.
Damn.
Right, at $20
Wow.
a pop. But I was like, that's when you pay people to promote your party, and it's like, hey, you get paid by the head. So these people
Yeah.
kind of, hustled to get in there, and it was after hours. I mean, they stayed up until 4 a.m.
And they stayed open?
Yeah, uh,
That's crazy.
some Asian people came in after too, so I guess they were coming to the after hours. But like I was telling
Yeah.
Havel, I think that between, let's just say 8 p.m. to 2 was this kid's, set to make the money, and from 2 to 4 o'clock, I guess it was whoever else was throwing the party of the after hours. Because I mean, there was some Asian people at the register when we got there. They were kind of setting up, so and it was off Bel Air, so that's our Chinatown.
Yeah.
So
Well, it looks sad, man. I
oh no,
apologize for
it
your.
was sad. It was very very sad, but oh well. At least I didn't waste
Man,
my money on it.
I had a good weekend. It was got back into town late on Friday and just chilled. And then the next day, there was that Instagram social that remember that bearded
That beard
lady.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
that beard stand. It kind of looked like your party. There was only 4 people there for that event.
This is the second time you're
And
going, right?
no, no, no. This is the first time I've ever like really bothered going. I mean, I've gone to breweries and stuff for others, to hang out and things like that. But this was the first time that I've seen something on Instagram and reached out and say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on? Give me some info. I want to go."
Right.
And so I went with my girl and Jonas, because I don't want to leave him at home by himself. So he went. He knows he likes going out. I mean, he doesn't, but once he's out there, he has a good time. Just
Yeah.
hanging out and talking shit, and motherfucker always ends up getting something because he's there by himself. So we went to this little brewery out by Gaston, over there where like the Negra used to live, and in Dallas, and it was a cool little spot, but and it was empty. It was like It wasn't empty, but like where that little social, for the Instagram people, it was only like four people. So we saw them and we just kept on walking and went and sat by ourselves and
Oh man, it's
did our
kind of
own
like, hey,
thing.
don't look over there. Don't look
Kind of
over
like you
there.
did. Kind of like you did. I'm like, all right, this shit don't look crunk. They just sit there. They're eating
Shit.
cookies and shit. And Gina's like, I wonder if those cookies are like got some weed in them or something. Like that's the only reason I would go check it out. Like just maybe dab a little bit on that. But I was like, I don't know. Let's just do our own thing here. So it was cool. We went from there. Then we went to the truck yard, drank some beer, ate some Philly cheesesteaks, and then went home, rested for a little bit, and met up with your sister and your brother-in-law, ate dinner, and then watched the fights. So we got to watch the fights late though. I stayed up to like 2 o'clock in the morning trying to finish watching the fights because I started late.
So you watch all the preliminaries and all that.
Yeah, I didn't watch the early prelims. I watched the ones on FS1, and then I watched the pay-per-view. But everybody's always talking shit that I schedule everything around the UFC. And originally, my original plan was to go somewhere and watch them.
Right.
But then I'm like, fuck it. I'll just order them, record them. I won't sweat it. I won't go on, get on my phone. I won't ask no questions. I'll just go out to eat with everybody, and then come home and watch them. And so we did that. It was pretty cool though. We got to started watching them late, man. I don't even know what time. Just fast forwarding through interviews, fast forwarding through commercials, fast forwarding through everything just to see the fights. But yeah, man, I stayed up pretty late trying to watch them. So since you didn't watch them, let's recap the fights.
Right.
And I know everybody's wondering who won the UFC picks between Andy and myself.
I think Andy won.
That little bastard beat me. That little bastard beat me by 5 points, man. You believe that shit?
That's why he ain't bother. He's in Cabo right now.
He ain't Cabo, man. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
So everything was going good, but that little son of a bitch changed his last. On the last fight, he changed his pick at the very last second. After we had already made our picks, he went back and said, "No, no, no, hold on, let me change it." And that one
What?
little change, if you go back and
Changed
listen
the
to the
whole thing.
episode, we were tied up to that point. At the very end, he said, "Hold on, let me change it," and he changed it, and he beat me by 5 points.
Motherfucker.
So if it wouldn't have been for that Whitaker change,
Could have been good.
would have been good. We would have been tied. So I'll let the little shit take it. It's his birthday coming up this weekend. We haven't done it in a while. But let's recap. Let's see. So I'll let you know what happened in the early prelims. I didn't watch it, but they seem to be pretty interesting. Uh, we had two knockouts, one submission, and one decision. So the first one, IG Dan IG. I don't know how to say his name. He won by TKO KO in the first round, which I think we kind of predicted that. I think we said decision, honestly. But either way, it looks like those fights were a little bit better,
Then
probably
the
better than the main event, like you said in the thing. I was getting a little bored during the fights, but then we had Oliveira. He won by submission in the first round. We had predicted a TKO in the first round.
I know that old guy lost, the one with the long hair. The one
Yeah,
you
that's the
said
one.
he was gonna win.
Oh no, Andy said he was gonna win.
Oh yeah.
Andy had predicted that. Andy wanted Aguida to win, but he got submitted in the first round. And then Benavides. This was a decision in the early prelims. Benavides against Pettis. Pettis won by decision. Probably a boring fight. Wouldn't know. Didn't get to watch it. And then Rashad Evans against Anthony Smith. We had predicted Anthony Smith. What did we predict? We predicted Smith winning by TKO in the second round, but he disappointed us. He TKO'd Rashad Evans in the first round,
Mm.
and it looks like it. He dominated. So I mean, that was to be expected, man. This guy's too. He's old. He's been fighting for a long time. He needs to retire. But sometimes these fighters, man, they just can't say no. They
Right.
got to
Yeah.
lose.
Good check.
They got to start losing before they retire. Then we go to the UFC prelims. They were okay. They weren't the best thing ever, but they delivered. I mean, for being free, they delivered. Our boy Rashad Cutler from
The White
Dallas,
Walker. Yeah.
yeah, the Daywalker, man. He got. I predicted 2 rounds, right?
Right.
But he lost by TKO.
He got knocked out.
He got knocked the fuck out in the second round. So now he's probably gonna get cut. He's like 0-3 in the UFC.
No.
I mean, he's exciting to watch because he don't give up. He doesn't give up, man. But
Kind of like Kimbo
I,
Slice.
man, now Kimbo Slice won more fights.
Yeah, but you thought that he was gonna be like a motherfucker that's gonna knock everybody out, but he wasn't like
Yeah, a lot of
cut
people
out
thought
for him.
that. Yeah, a lot of people thought that he wasn't cut out for it, man. Kimbo should have been a boxer, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kimbo. But he should have been a boxer, not try to be a UFC fighter. But yeah, poor Daywalker, man. He got his ass knocked out in the second round, so now he's 0-3. He's probably gonna get cut. Sorry about that, buddy. Then we got Ricardo Lamas against the Bektik. Remember, you were saying that he was probably doing
Doing Ramadan.
doing Ramadan. He won by decision.
Who won?
Bektik.
Because he ate
Bektik.
his meal before he jumps in the ring.
Yeah, he drank some water and ate his meal before he
Jump in the
fought.
octagon. He's ready.
It was it was a little boring. Honestly, that fight was a little boring. I wasn't entertained at all. I was kind of waiting for it to just be over with. Then we went to Claudia and Carla. Remember, Claudia had the little baby penis in the picture.
Yeah.
That testosterone worked, man. She
She
got a
won.
decision. She got a
She's like, suck my
decision.
dick.
But I gotta be honest, I didn't feel like she won that fight.
It was by decision?
Yeah, it was by decision. I felt like Carla Esparza won the fight.
Hmm. Why you
I mean,
say
I was
that?
going for Claudia. I was going for Claudia, but just watching the fight, I was like, oh man, there's no way she's winning this. She got taken. She got taken down twice. She won. Claudia won in takedowns. She had 4 takedowns versus 2 takedowns. Total strikes, man. Claudia landed 205 versus 78 strikes. Significant strikes. Carla landed 43 versus 26.
Hmm.
She got out punched. I felt like Carla was dominating, but they gave it to Claudia. And
Fucking
then
gators.
I don't know what the fuck was up with Claudia. She forgot to go cut her hair or something, dude. Maybe she's trying to let it grow out, so she looked all fucking weird. Her hair was all fucked up all over the place. Like, you know how she shaves half her head? It
Yeah.
was like growing out, I guess.
Is the nappy stage, the
The nap,
awkward
yeah,
stage?
it looked weird. And then she was all sweaty and bloody and shit. It was like
Ugh.
maybe maybe that was changing my perspective because she looked a little odd. It was making my change my perspective. So I honestly did not believe Claudia won. But hey, they gave it to her, so I think she's a bigger draw. She has all those Brazilian fans,
Yeah.
and I can see that being a big fight with her and Rose, a UFC fight, probably in Brazil. That would be a big. That would be a big card. So I can see her. I can see her. I can see why they gave it to her. If we're thinking about conspiracies
Being
you
rigged
know, and
about the
being
money.
rigged and what's marketable, she's a lot more marketable against Rose in Brazil. So I don't know. You guys be the judge of that. Now Curtis Blades against Overeem. We predicted it TKO. Only we said the second round. We thought it was gonna take 2 rounds to get Overeem out of there. Mark Blades got him in third round, and it was a dirty. You need to look that one up. I think it's on Instagram. You need to look that one up, man. He messed him up with some elbows. Threw him on, just like we said. He's gonna get him to the ground and then some ground and
Wrestling.
pound. Wrestle him, get him to the ground, just like we predicted. When he got down to the ground, started throwing some mean elbows, man. Busted his forehead open, dirty. Overeem needs to retire, man. He's been out too many times already.
Damn.
He was a great fighter.
In his prime. Not
His
anymore.
prime, man. But damn, man, it's like he just keeps on getting annihilated every time he gets in that ring, and that's not going to be good for him, man. So that was the FS1 prelims, the free fights. I mean, that was a good fight to end the card to get you hyped up for the pay per view.
Yeah.
Because it was like a KO or a TKO. But then everything went south. Once that pay per view started, everything went south, bro.
Got CM
And
Punk. Best fighter of the world.
I mean, as good as some of the other fights were, I think this fight kind of trumped everything happening that night, just because it's kind of controversial, man. In my opinion.
Which one? CM Punk and
CM Punk and Jackson.
it's
I mean, I sent you that.
controversial
I sent you
because
that video. I sent you that video of Dana White talking about he wishes he would have just put it in the Fight Pass.
right for
Remember I
free.
said that remember I said that this fight shouldn't even be on the pay per view. It should be free. Um, Actually, that's not even free because you got to pay for that shit. But it should be like not televised. It should be on the early prelims on the UFC Fight Pass.
Right. What the records suck.
This shouldn't be on pay per view. If anything, it should be maybe the first fight card of the UFC FS1 prelims, but it should not be on the pay per view. Sure enough, a lot of people had the same opinion. It was a boring ass fight, dude. It was, I mean, it went 3 rounds and it was bloody, but it was almost like a sideshow act. And man, poor Punk, man, he had heart. You can't take that away from him. He had heart, but it wasn't like watching a UFC fighter. His punches were telegraphed and slow, and his submission game was weak. He was tired. Jackson, it wasn't a good performance. Like he could have taken the fight out. I know you probably thinking white privilege because
He got paid a
um,
shitload of money,
he got
and
paid a
then
shitload of money.
old boy Jackson is gonna get fired, even though he
so
won the fight.
so I don't know if this is the I mean I don't know if this is the first UFC fighter to win a fight and then get fired at the press conference.
I mean, the dude that lost, his record was 0-1. Like he hasn't won yet. Like he never won, but then he made more money than everybody else.
I think he was the highest paid fighter in the whole event.
And he was like the bottom of the pay-per-view. We know that he wasn't going to win because he's never won anything. So it's like, why? But then old boy gets fired. So I don't know. I see that is white privilege, and then the white needs to recheck, think what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. So I mean, you say it's not, but I think that's what's going on.
No, I don't think it's white privilege, man. I mean, I think I honestly, you're coming in with the name. Uh,
But his WWE days have been over. Like
yeah, but he came in with a name. He came in with the name, so it's part of the contract. It's not, it wasn't because he was white. It was because he came in with the name that was gonna bring people in to watch it, and people were talking about it. People were talking about it. People
I
that
don't
don't
think they
follow
were
UFC.
watching it just because he was going on.
No, 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 no. It was like an added little bonus, right? It's kind of like a hidden track on an album.
So
Like
if
you
we
go buy.
if we
You
use
remember
it
back in the
as
day? You remember back in the day
the
when you go
bonus
buy an
track,
album, the bonus tracks, and then like your buddy buy the album before you did, and he'd be like, "Oh, bro, there was like 3 bonus tracks."
yeah, but
It,
okay. So if that's
those
the
tracks.
case, if we're looking at it like it's a bonus added whatever, then Jackson did his job. He put on a show of what we're
But
looking
he
at.
didn't. He didn't really put on a show.
He gave you blood.
I mean, and I think anybody would have gave him blood. I mean, he does not used to
Eh,
getting hit. He's older. It wasn't exciting. You didn't watch the fight, so
But
you don't
Jackson
know.
said that he's one tough person. Like he can't take a punch. So I mean, if you can knock somebody out just because they can take it, all you gotta do is just beat them to the ground until eventually the bell ring.
No, but he could have got the fight stopped. Maybe he can knock him out, but he can do a TKO because it's not like you didn't watch the fight. You don't know. Punk wasn't fighting really back, bro. And Jackson
He
had
didn't
the
fight good
skills.
enough to even put a challenge on that dude.
Jackson had the skills at least to take him out in the second round. Like all he had to do was just keep on pounding on him, dude, and the referee would have stopped the fight because Punk wasn't good enough to defend himself. He was too tired. I'm
So
telling you,
what was
bro.
Punk doing all this time? It's not like they just told him, 2 weekends before the fight, hey bro, you going on the fight card like that.
That's why he lasted 3 rounds, bro. Not because he was gonna win, because he was gonna last three
Not
rounds.
good enough, man. But yeah, you got paid more than everybody else.
But he didn't
And
get paid more than everybody else because he was a better fighter than everybody else. He got paid more than everybody else because he was coming in already with the name. I'm not saying it's right.
okay, I mean I get what you're saying, but
I'm
still,
not saying it's right, but
still,
it's just one of those business deals that kind of fucking sucks for everybody else because you're like, man, it's not fair.
I mean
It
there was
doesn't feel
even
fair. It doesn't sound fair.
I don't know. I mean, I guess this was like when he first joined the UFC was the whole documentary of his I guess his saga into the UFC that he was training and he went to his gyms. It's like he still lost his first. I mean, I can see you losing your first fight, but you coming back.
Well, I mean, they both coming back to redeem themselves because both of them lost their first fight, so it was up in the air,
Man,
bro. It was up in the air, but it was embarrassing, bro.
so Jackson got fired undefeated, but he
Not
took the belt,
undefeated.
right?
No, what are you talking about?
He won, but I mean, was that for a?
No, for nothing.
Oh
It was to
man,
be able to stay in the UFC, and
but he still got
he
fired.
still managed to get fired. It was just horrible, and his interview was horrible, dude. He was like all cocky. how about I don't know. He was just like, oh, I don't shy from the cameras and this and that. And it's like, bro, you barely you barely won your second fight against CM Punk. Calm the fuck down. Like the only reason you're getting interviewed is because it's the pay per view main event or a pay per view main card,
Right.
not because you did a good job, not because it was like the best thing ever. Like no one's talking about Jackson being like the next big thing.
So in
And
other words, hey, you're getting fired because you still couldn't knock out the worst fighter of the UFC.
exactly, probably he was like showboating. He looked like he was like trying to be cocky. And I don't know. It just wasn't like it wasn't a good fight. Look, you need to look it up on YouTube. You look
Mm.
it up and then give me your opinion after you look it up. Don't start trying to talk about because he's black or white privilege or fuck Dana
Yeah.
White. Like it's a business, bro. It's a business. And guess what? No one's gonna want to see Jackson fight after this because it was so boring.
Yeah, but all my black guys are getting fired. Bones he won, and then 3 days later they go and track him down. And they said that he did drugs. Just let the man have a title. People like it. He's good. He made his
What are you
money.
talking about? What are you talking
Jones,
about? Oh,
let the man be. He won. Just let it be. People want it. Don't go try to go find him afterwards. That's just being petty.
well, that's not the UFC, bro. That's the commissions.
They're all in the same.
They're all the same. They're all
Yep.
one of the same.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. You need to go watch that fight. Anybody listening, go to YouTube, look up this fight, and then you make the decision if you feel like it was either fighter needed to be in the UFC. I bet you people that never seen the UFC are gonna look at that and they were like, "What the fuck? That's the UFC? That's the main." It just made everybody look bad. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen, so I don't know why people were surprised. I don't know why Dana White is surprised. He fucked
Right.
up a long time ago. He shouldn't have done it. But oh well. I mean, I guess when you're paying that a fighter that much money, it's like gotta be on the pay per view. Try to make some of that money back. But I'm pretty sure no one ordered the pay per view because
CM
CM
Punk.
Punk was gonna. Yeah.
Oh man. Anywho, what we got next after
All
that?
right. So after this, we got Orlovsky against Andy's Twinkie, Bam Bam, the Hawaiian Bam Bam.
He
This was a
won.
pretty good fight, man. They were going back and forth. We had predicted Bam Bam winning by TKO like in the second or third round. He actually didn't get the TKO. He got a submission. This is,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a submission. It's a decision.
Oh.
Sorry, decision. Which I believe this is his first decision. I think everything else has been a KO in the first round. And I thought he might. I thought he was gonna lose, honestly, because it was pretty close.
Right.
But again, I think this is one where it was really close. And I mean, if you're thinking about controversy, who does it benefit to continue being undefeated? Is Bam Bam, right? Because he's been winning everything by KO. He's younger. He has more fights. He has more time for more fights. The Pitbull or Lasky is getting older. Um, his performance wasn't like that impressive. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like I can't believe they robbed him, you know.
Yeah.
But Bam Bam, bro, I don't know if you ever seen. I don't know if you saw any videos on Instagram or if you ever seen him before. So his apparently this is a thing in Australia or something where to celebrate you take someone's shoe, you put a whole beer in there, and you spit in. You have the person, the owner of the shoe, spit in it, and then you drink. You like chug the beer out of the shoe.
Well, man, fucking
It's
beer with
fucking nasty.
pecueca and athlete's foot and
And then spit on top of that. Some gingivitis in there while you're at it. So so this motherfucker's getting interviewed, and then he asked Joe Rogan for his shoe.
that's
Joe,
who.
and Joe Rogan's like, "Oh man, I ain't give you my shoe to fucking put beer in it. I ain't walking around with a wet shoe.
Man,
You
fuck
get to
that.
ask someone else." And as soon as he starts laughing, and as soon as he exits the cage, some guy gives him his shoe, and he does it,
Marikisi, man.
and he does it on camera, and it's so nasty, bro. So it was like a Converse. It was
Oof.
like a
So you
Converse,
know it got pecueca on it,
a
man. Cause
high top
Converse.
Converse.
Ugh.
Converse are flat, so there's no circulation in that
Yeah.
shoe, man. And oh man, I think it was a And then he walking back to the dressing rooms, he drank another one.
Oh, so he's Hawaiian or Australian?
Australian.
Okay, so he's like a Aborigine.
I guess so. He looks like it. He has the tattoos and everything, and he has an accent. But I don't know, bro. That shit's nasty.
Mm.
He did two in one night, and the second one he was like telling the guy to spit in it, and the guy spits in it, and he drank it.
Oh,
The most disgusting thing ever.
man, the alcohol volume level probably went up to the roof with that all that foot fungus that he drank
Golly,
fermented.
bro. Imagine that guy's breath
Oof.
afterwards. Oof, oof. And I bet you go see his girl afterwards, kiss her.
You know, like,
Baby, I
oh,
won. I won, baby. Yeah, that's fucking nasty, bro. But yeah. So that's the story on that. This is the stuff that you miss out when you don't watch the
oh
events.
man.
All right, so going next one. We talked a lot about her, Megan Anderson against Holly Holmes. Uh, you were hypnotized a little bit.
Yeah,
Kept on
she looked the
looking at
part
pictures. She looked the part, but she did not act the part. She got dominated the whole fight.
by
The
Holly.
whole fight, she got dominated by Holly. Um, Taken down a lot of times. She got out punched. She got almost submitted, like well, a submission attempt on her. So they went to decision. Holly Holm took it. But I will say, not to defend her, but Megan almost didn't make weight. So she probably had to cut a shitload of weight for this fight to
So
make
she
the
was
fight.
weak.
So she was a little weak. She looked weak, and she looked fucking pale as hell, bro. I don't know if it was because she was a little dehydrated, but she had no pigmentation in her skin. She looked fucking weird. Like she was glowing. She was so white.
Turn off the lights. Still
Yeah,
fun ass.
fucking put her ass under a black light. First fight under a black light, so you can see her. She was glowing, bro. She was glowing. I don't know
She
if it
looked
was
like
because she.
you ever seen the movie Cocoon?
Oh, and then Joe Rogan keeps on talking about how big she is.
Right.
He started calling her. He's like talking about put her on a dragon. She looks like she's an Avatar woman. He said that on the pay per view. He said put her right in the middle of the fight. He's like put her on a dragon. She looks like an Avatar woman.
Yeah, because Joe was pretty sure himself, right?
Nah. Well, I mean, he's taller than me. I think he's like 5'8" or 5'9", something like that. I don't know. I'm not a Joe Stalker, but I don't think he's like that short, but he's not that tall.
I guess just everybody that he's always next to is the fucking a tree. Because even in Fear Factor, he looked like midget. But I mean,
Did you see that video I sent you today of Joe
no,
Rogan
I
and the
was gonna look
Fear
at it.
Factor
I was gonna
when he was
look
on
at it.
5'8"? Man, maybe I am a Joe lover. I knew his height, 5'8".
It's about my height.
Yeah, yeah. Just a little bit taller than me. Just a little bit
He's
taller than me.
average.
Um, so yeah, man, she got outclassed, and it wasn't a good performance for her. It's kind of sad because if it's her first fight in the UFC, if she would at least put up a good fight, then we could say, oh, that's can't wait to see her again.
But nah, that wasn't the
But
case.
I think the problem is she's so tall, man. I don't know how she makes weight before. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens for next fight.
So she's healthy in all the way that she could be a good match for Cyber. Since Cyber's pretty big.
Man, I don't know because I didn't really get to see her punch. She didn't look strong.
Well, I'm saying if she didn't have to cut weight.
Maybe, maybe I don't know. Supposedly she was supposed to fight Cyborg a long time ago, but it didn't go through. Something about medical conditions. I don't know who's in, but it didn't go through. But she didn't impress me at all, man. Not at all. All right, so co-main event. This one was a big one. Everybody wanted to see Kobe lose, man. Everybody wanted to see Kobe lose because he stocked all that shit.
But the motherfucker
Rafael dos
won.
Anjos looked so dominant his last few performance, but he won. And I gotta say, I agree. He won. I think he dominated. I think he controlled the octagon. He had more takedowns. He was throwing more elbows. all around, dude, I think he did a better job. He deserved to win, but that motherfucker can talk some shit, bro.
Shit, round two.
Motherfucker can talk some shit. He went on the Fox Sports or the UFC recap. They were interviewing him, like satellite interview,
Yeah.
and he was sitting there talking shit with Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping likes to talk shit back, so they were going back at it, man. He was even dropping f bombs and everything.
Damn.
So he's ridiculous the way he likes to market himself. But hey, he wants to be the bad guy. He thinks he's a WWE. He wants to be the bad guy, and it's working for him. He's getting, he's the interim champion, and hopefully soon he fights Woodley to make it official. But yeah, he was talking about now he wants to take his belt to the White House to meet Trump, put it on Trump's desk.
What?
Yeah, he said shit like that just to be
Just
controversial.
yeah, to write shit up.
And then they asked Dana White, about it. And he's like, "Oh, I can make it happen." They asked him, "Can you call your buddy Trump and get him into that White House?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can make it happen." So apparently Dana White's a Trump lover too, or has associated with him, or knows him,
Of
I guess, well
course.
enough to get him in there. But I don't see Dana White being like Trump, dude.
No, but I mean, at the end of the day, Trump was a
They're
Vegas
business.
business person. Yeah, that I
Yeah, they're
mean that was
business
his
people,
thing.
man. Yeah, that's what it is. But it was a good fight. You want to look that one up? That was a good fight. But Kobe definitely won, and it just made him gets more
More fuel
ammunition.
to yeah.
Yeah, to talk shit, to talk more shit, and amp it up more. So good for him, man. And the main event it was kind of a shit show because Joel Romero didn't make weight, unfortunately.
Mm.
And then he still had time to make weight, and the commission in Chicago decided to pull him and said he couldn't cut weight any more weight. So he was very close to making the weight, but he didn't make it in time, and he looked very tired, bro. But it was a good fight. These two motherfuckers went at it in slow motion, but it wasn't slow motion like the CM Punk fight. It was slow motion with power. Like the
Like
fight
a
was
good
kind of
street fight.
yeah, it was like a good street fight because they were going slow, out of breath. Even Whitaker got tired by the third round. He broke his hand in the first round too, bro.
Damn.
Whitaker broke his hand in the first round. I think it was when he punched Joel Romero in the fucking face because Joel Romero's eye swelled up in the second round like big. Like I don't think he could see out of it. They took care of it. They did pretty good, but they were both so tired. Joel was so tired. But I honestly felt like he won the fight, dude. I feel like he got robbed the second time around.
Mm.
So let me read you some of the stats. Okay, Joel Romero knocked down Whitaker twice during the fight, towards the end of the fourth and fifth round. Total strikes, Joel Romero had 149 landed versus 29 landed. Whitaker did throw more punches, but significant strikes, Whitaker had 128, Joel Romero had 111. So you can give a take there. And Joel Romero had three takedowns.
And he still
So,
lost.
and he still lost. I mean, Whitaker started off really strong, but they both got tired. By the third round, they were both really tired. But the difference was that Joel Romero, even though he was tired, the fourth and fifth round, he he dominated more. He dominated more, and he was out punching him in the fourth and fifth round, where it matters the most in the distance. He
Right.
was knocking him down. He fucking busted him up. He took him down. Matter of fact, looking at the control time, Joel Romero had control for right here. It says 4 minutes and 19 seconds. I mean, shit, that's a long time to have control during a
Yeah.
fight. But yet, again, you want to start talking about who's more marketable, who's younger, who's gonna have a longer career, who can they make more money off of?
Exactly, man.
Robert Whitaker.
These
You know,
motherfuckers. Telling you.
next pay per view after his hand gets fixed and he's all healed up, they can do a pay per view in Australia, and he'll fucking sell out a fucking soccer stadium like Ronda Rousey did.
Yeah.
Joel Romero, he's very popular, but I think he's really only popular with MMA fans, like big MMA fans, because he's 39 years old. He's from Cuba. How many UFC Cuban fans do you have? You
Not
don't
that
hear about
many.
it, right?
Yeah.
You don't hear about it in the Cuban community or Hispanic community. So Joel Romero is older. He's Cuban. He doesn't have like a country that's gonna like sell out an event, pay per view. Robert Whitaker's younger. You want to go with white privilege? He's light complected. But I mean, he's a good champion. He's a good fighter. But I honestly felt like Joel Romero. If anything, it should have been a draw. If anything, it should have been a draw, bro.
We call Dana right now.
Yeah. But
Mm.
either way, at the end of the day, it didn't really matter because Joel Romero, even if he won, he wasn't going to get the title because he didn't make weight. So, but it would have been good for him to lose because then that would have set up a really good rematch for that
Yeah.
belt, you know, to really get the belt. But honestly, if these two fight again, I want to watch it.
You wouldn't want to watch it?
I do want to watch it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I want to watch it a third time because I honestly feel like Joel Romero is the better fighter.
They'll bring it back. You'll see.
So we'll see what happens with these guys. I haven't checked up on. Haven't Whitaker hasn't returned my phone call. I asked, I called him and left him a voicemail asking him how long uh, before his hand gets repaired. He's back in the octagon, but his hand's probably hurt, so he can't text me back or call me back. So we'll wait. We'll wait a little bit longer.
He must not have an iPhone. If he had an iPhone, he can text with one hand.
You
Just
can just
saying.
talk to it, right?
That too. But yeah.
Oh, I was gonna mention to you that I don't know if you remember a while back we received a message on Instagram from a podcaster,
Mm-hmm.
JB. I think. Well, I'm sorry. Do you remember his name? JB Podcast or?
Something. I know I got an email from Instagram scammer too to get up our likes. I said, nah, fool. We earn our shit. Hustle, hustle.
You got an email from a scammer.
I'll tell you what the motherfucker says. I'm a white guy. Look like a pyramid schemer, but
How do you know he was white, bro? How do you know he
because
was
his
white?
his fucking face is on the picture. Unless the scammer is using a white guy.
Well, while you look at that, I was gonna mention to you that I don't know if this is true, but he's called the JB Podcast on Instagram,
Okay.
and he posted something on his story, um, saying that on Thursday he's gonna interview Jackson.
The fuck is
He's gonna
Jackson?
interview Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson that fought
Oh.
CM Punk.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested, he's on YouTube. His Instagram is at the Truth Jackson. That's what his Instagram is, at the Truth Jackson. He has a YouTube channel. I think he does his live, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
So if anybody's interested in seeing what the hell Mike Jackson has to say about his fight in the UFC, they're probably going to touch on him getting fired. Um, I know Jackson's been pretty on Twitter. He's been pretty vocal about how he feels about what happened. You know,
Fuck that.
so
I will be too. But no, this dude. I mean, I guess. I mean, he's white, but he's not from the U.S. I guess.
do you have a picture or something? Is that how you know?
Yeah, yeah. There is a picture on his Gmail. I don't know if you can see it, but
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
mean, it looks like your cousin or something.
And he got
Um,
it. You got an email for the podcast or for your personal account?
no, I think he emailed the podcast, but you know how it's tied in to our emails.
Hmm.
So this is from Bugra from Boost Five.
I did see something like that. It was like
Right.
late last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
saw something too.
he admires our work, especially this one is a great example of your amazing content. I believe your Instagram account should be seen more than 66 people.
Hey, shut up, bitch! You don't gotta fucking say how many people we got. We
Hey,
got ten.
those are
We got
those
ten
are
thousand followers, bro.
those are our loyal followers. The
Yeah,
heads count.
yeah.
But
We got some loyal followers, man. We got 76 strong.
apparently he likes our content. So he says,
I bet he says that to a lot of people with 76 followers.
since I really like your content, I want to help you grow in your Instagram. I'm the founder of a startup which is an Instagram automation tool. It automates like and active based on your targeting and makes other Instagram users notice your account through notifications. The idea is simple. Whenever you like someone's post, people see the notification and check your account, interact with your account if they like the content. Is the best way to grow organically on Instagram. So yeah, no, it's fucking
It sounds like the same. It sounds like the exact same thing Instagram does.
yeah,
When people like something, it gives you a notification that they liked it.
right. But speaking of emails and startups and all that, are you with that Zeta thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, you send me this. Your email is getting spam. I'll tell you what. It's like a budget app
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
kicking
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Have you started using it yet?
No, I haven't got my So what you're talking about is I listened to a podcast called So Money,
Right.
and a she was interviewing the young girl that has a startup company, and it's really what it is. It's an app to help couples manage their money.
Mm-hmm.
Help couples figure out how to the best way for that particular couple to manage their money.
Right.
Based on their finances and how they want to share the responsibility of bills. That tends to be a this day and age. It tends to be a big problem between couples,
Couples.
right? There's always one person that feels like they're paying more for something than the other, or um, there seems to always be one person that makes more money than the other. So I thought it was just a cool, interesting app.
I mean, I got my
It's
invite and all that. I just didn't want to click to link my account yet until I spoke to you to see if it was really from you. Because I mean, you just don't be giving everybody
Yeah, I
your
sent
account.
it. I sent it. I sent it.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you a virus, bro. I was trying to give you a hint that you need to check your finances, bro.
Shit, I will. But so now I know it's legit. I don't want to boogra from Boostify to get my bank account information too.
No, I haven't got my notification. I got the invite, but I haven't got the notification. I just want to check it out. I I like to go to those apps and see how they set them up to see you know how crazy they get. Some of them get pretty legit, like to the penny. They want to track everything you do, so they help you understand how you're spending your money. Other ones are like really lazy, just very generic. So I haven't seen one where it's like for multiple people.
Right. But this one
So I thought
seems
it
to
was
be
cool.
it.
So I thought it was cool. So yep, that was it. So now you know
Yeah.
how the UFC 225 ended up. Almost became a shit show with Joel Romero not making weight. Um, Anderson almost not making weight. The Punk Jackson fight was ridiculous. You know,
Megan getting, almost not making weight too.
yeah. And then, but it ended up being okay. Honestly, I don't mind that I paid for that pay per view. At the end of the day, man, it was gonna be cheaper than going to the bar,
Yep.
so it was all good.
Yep. It's all good, man.
If anybody out there watched the fights or looks up the videos and you want to comment, where can they hit us up?
You can hit us up at Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at the Three Legged Podcast. That's the number Three Legged Podcast. Also, you can shoot us an email. Instagram I think is the quickest way, and that's what everybody uses the most. Um, you can also watch the video on Twitter. We do mess with Tumblr, but
Yeah, you can go
it's
to Tumblr too.
yeah, yeah. So you can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, or Apple Podcast. Just the main platforms out there. And appreciate the follows and likes. It will continue to grow, and I hope you grow with us.
Yeah,
But
don't
that's
be
what it is.
stingy.
Don't be stingy. If you like beer, you can follow the Texas Brew Hopper, which is coming soon. But the Instagram is live and kicking.
Yeah,
You know,
Instagram's live and kicking. We just haven't really got the opportunity to really record an episode
drinking beer.
drinking beer. Yeah, so it's kind of hard when we're in two different places, and but we need to do that. We need to figure out how to do that.
We might do
Make a
that next month, July.
make a day trip, and just do it. Um, but anyways, any feedback, positive, negative, we don't give a fuck. Just send it our way. Um, get a shout out on the podcast.
Yeah. Even if
Share
you want
the
to fucking troll, trolls count.
trolls count, bro.
They count. Troll lives matters.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
you know, just tone it down a little bit. That not everybody is strong as everybody else.
I don't give a
S-
fuck. You come guns blazing. I don't give a fuck. You come at it. Come at me.
well,
Come
I'm
at me,
saying for the
bro.
general public. I mean, we
Oh,
grew
for the
up in a
general public.
house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For the general public, yeah.
Yeah,
But for us, I don't give a fuck, man. You can say whatever you want, and you're gonna hurt my feelings.
and we live with trolls.
We live with trolls, yeah. We
So
fucking breed them. We fucking
yeah,
breed trolls, bro. You
so
see my kids?
it's
God
not
damn.
something that is gonna hurt
We're like
nobody's feeling.
attracted to trolls. We're like
Yeah.
attracted to trolls. We marry them.
Oh man, I ain't trying to
We
sleep on
marry.
the couch, but
Yeah, we marry trolls and then have like little baby trolls fucking running around the house.
talking
And then
shit.
And then the trolls that we married have troll relatives.
It's just a generational thing. He's gonna keep going. But yeah, it is what it is. Three-legged podcast, Texas Brew Hopper. Um, yeah. Good night. It's fucking hot.
All right, motherfuckers, do
So
your thing. Be safe. Hopefully, you listen to us soon again.
soon we'll have news from Colombia and beer.
And Mexico.
Oh, and Mexico. Damn right. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
got world travelers all over the place. All
Motherfucker.
right, bitches. We're out.
Later.
Bye.